If you're looking to just pick up and move, just do it. Just do it. Let me take y'all on this little story of my life and what happened when I just did it. And no, it wasn't perfect, but stay to the end so I can give you the best tips on how to make it out here in this crazy world, no matter where you at. Let me tell y'all a little bit about me. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm your favorite Cancer. Yes, that's me. I'm a boy mom, two boys, and I was born Muslim, but I like to go to church. I like just anything that will, I just love God. So anything that involves God involves me. Okay. Let's get started. Okay. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, down the way. Went to East Technical High School. Okay, that's where I graduated from. Yes, I graduated, even though I'm from the projects. Yes, I graduated. Okay. And let me tell you, growing up in Cleveland, Ohio was extremely the best thing that ever happened to me. Even though it got a little crazy, but I didn't know that everybody wasn't living like us. Would I just take my kids and let them grow up there? I don't know, because mommy was a survivor. You know what I'm saying? My kids a little spoiled. They don't know nothing about that. But let me tell y'all, it was the worst decision of my life to move at the time. At the time, because I am a people person. I love everybody. I love my family. I love my friends. But I always knew growing up in Ohio, it was more out there in the world. I always felt like that. I always been a dreamer. I'm like a Cancer. I'm a dreamer of love. I'm a dreamer of everything. I just believe in everything. Like anything I want, I can have. And I learned that from my mom and my dad. My dad died when I was young, but I did know my dad. Rest in peace, Omar Ali Bey. That was my dad. And definitely had a rough upbringing. I'm talking about like rough. I'm talking about when you're eating, boom, 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 shotguns, duck, get down, eat your food, sit back at the table, and listen, y'all. I thought it was normal. I lost half of my class before I graduated. Thought it was normal. Went through so many heartbreaks, went through losing so many people that was close to me. I mean, one day I'm like, girl, I'm on the way. Next minute, she been shot and she's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. But definitely just like I said, thought it was normal. I always had a good heart, but a lot of things took a turn for the worse when I lost my father. Just really didn't care about much anymore. Didn't believe in God anymore. I just I just didn't know. Like they told me if I prayed that my dad was gonna be okay, and it kind of like they didn't explain that well as a kid, so I kind of just like whatever, and just was all over the place. Okay, boom. So my upbringing was that my mom dealt with men that just wasn't the best for us or whatnot, but my mom have always loved us. So we came from a background of my mom having 5 kids, my dad passing away, and my sister and my oldest brother, they have the same father and their dad was on drugs at the time. He was very intelligent, but then he wound up the streets wound up getting a hold of him. So it was a lot to deal with for my mom. And me being the middle child, I had to step up. And I was like my mom protector, her provider. I was like my sisters, we are a family. No one's gonna pick with our family. I was just like very family oriented, but at the same time ready to fight at any given moment, ready to fight them, ready to fight the people in the street, whatever. It was crazy. But I've always had a good heart, and then I'm a Cancer. So once my feelings hurt, boom, 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 you know what I'm saying? I had to grow out of that, y'all. Whatever. So the journey. I've always said I was gonna move. Didn't really know if I was serious or not, but I used to be telling my friends like, "Y'all, like we about to move somewhere else. We ain't about to stay here and just die. We ain't about to just do all of this." And I used to be just sitting at looking at a map, and I used to be like, when I look at TV, what I see New York, California, Atlanta. So I was like, I'm about to move to one of them. New York was kind of like it's just too much for me. Like they move too fast, and the smart mouths. I just knew I'll be going to jail real quick. I knew that wasn't gonna work out for me. California was cool, but it just seemed like it was falling off the earth. And my granddad was there, so that would have been cool. But I was like, And then I had family in New York. My mom is from New York, and all that type of stuff. But I wound up choosing Atlanta, which was the best decision for me. And at the time, I thought I was just choosing something. I thought I just wanted a new surrounding. I just thought it was me. My boyfriend at the time, I just graduated from high school, and I was like, once my little sister graduate, I'm moving. I'm going somewhere, and I'm joking with my friends because I don't really know if I'm serious. I don't even have the means, the knowledge, the funds, the nothing. I'm just moving because if I'm struggling here, I could be struggling somewhere else and trying to figure it out. They had a hold on our jobs for a while, and it just really wasn't working out where I was. And so I decided to move to Atlanta. Only thing I had in Atlanta, only person I knew about in Atlanta was this lady that used to do my hair, and I call her my aunt. She's like family still to this day. And I was like, if I could just come out there, I'm gonna go to school out there and everything. So boom, I made that decision because my boyfriend at the time had wound up getting locked up. He was my high school sweetheart. And to be honest, if he would have never got locked up, I would still be in Cleveland, okay? Doing the same raggedy things that I was doing before then, turning up, drinking, and about ready to fight over him. Anybody look at him. I was a little crazy. I ain't like that no more. But yeah, so I wound up leaving and said I'm gonna come back whenever I'm gonna come back, whenever he get out. But in the time of me moving and just like speaking his life into existence, I was like, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I'm gonna start doing hair. I don't care, cause I didn't really do hair that much in Cleveland, cause I didn't know how to charge people. Like I didn't know how to charge my people, because I just thought it was just like lame. Like you ain't real if you charging your people. That's not true, honey. Don't ever think like that. Okay, so wind up moving to Atlanta, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Atlanta, I'm gonna do celebrity here, I'm gonna be on TV. And man, y'all, I didn't know that the power of the tongue was gonna I didn't know the power of the tongue was going to just flourish. I didn't know. I had a plan for myself, but I didn't know what God had. God had a bigger plan. He had a bigger plan. Thank you, God. Had a bigger plan, because I want to tell you, I lost my way. And God never gave up on me, even though I gave up on myself. I gave up on faith. I gave up on everything. And I was searching for myself. So I just, I want to thank God. So I moved to Atlanta. And once I moved to Atlanta, everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. I didn't really have any money. I packed up my little Ford Escape, wound up leaving after my sister graduated. Everything went wrong, but I knew that I wasn't going to fail myself. I knew wherever I go, whatever I do, I wasn't just going to be sleeping on the street and just be a bum. I had wound up finding me 2 or 3 jobs. My car broke down. I got up and walked. Went to go find me something in the area. I didn't care what it was. I knew I was going to work, so I knew I wasn't going to fail myself. So that was just a plus. Whenever you're moving somewhere, don't fail yourself. If there's a will, there's a way. If your mind can believe it, your will can achieve it. And that's just the bottom line. And so I wound up moving, hated all the jobs that I had, went to college, didn't really too much like it, so I didn't really stay. Wound up meeting Omar's dad, which is my first son, father, and he was the perfect person in the world to me at the time, because I've dealt with guys from the projects, I dealt with guys from Cleveland and everything, but I'd never dealt with a man. He actually stood beside me in my times of growing into a woman. When I graduated from hair school, he was the person that helped me pass out my cards. He was the person that believed in me, made sure I finished everything. Once I got pregnant, later on down the line, he was the person that rubbed my back, cooked my food, just treated me how a woman should be treated. I never knew men could act like this. So I was like, oh, okay. So I've been tricked all this time. I mean, I've had pretty great relationships, but got a little rocky. So at this time now, I'm in Atlanta and I'm pregnant. And let's fast forward a little bit. Had 2 boys. Jihad met his dad. He was always at my job all the time, and me and Omar dad had broke up, so it was just like, we're gonna fast forward. So I have 2 amazing boys and great baby fathers. No, I'm not married. That's for another time. We ain't gonna talk about that. Okay. So I'm here, and I graduated from hair school. I literally just kept searching and searching. Didn't know what God had in store for me. I literally started speaking things on my life way before I came. I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna be doing celebrity hair and all that type of stuff. So as I'm in school, I wind up working for this kids salon. And as I'm working for the kids salon, I was just like, I didn't go to hair school for this. So I'm working at these jobs. I hate these jobs, by the way, but I was able to always pay my bills and do what I was supposed to do, and still, party and do whatever. But I was like, I wanted more out of life. I moved to Atlanta. So then I just started soul searching, and I started doing different things. I started to do vision boards and everything. So once I started doing my vision boards, and then I started like to do my hair, get dressed up, and people start, oh, can I pay you to do my hair? Can I do? I say, absolutely, you sure can, definitely can, because what you're paying me in a day, I'm not making as much at my job. So yes, I won't be able to. I'm not turning that down. So needless to say, God already gave me the blessing through my hands to do hair, which I kept running from. It was not, it took me forever to get to what God wanted me to have. It took me forever because I kept running from it. Okay. Because I didn't really know. I was afraid. I didn't know what to charge. I didn't really know. So, anyways, wind up doing hair, and one thing led to another. I was God will move you out of places to put you in a place that you belong. And so I kept working these jobs. I kept chasing money, and that's not what God wanted from me. And it got to the point where it became unbearable. I couldn't work with these people I was working with. I was getting into it with these people. I just literally wasn't happy. And I said today, I quit. I'm gonna go to the job. I'm gonna fight this lady, and I promise you, because the way she talks to me is just ridiculous. Whatever. Needless to say, it got crazy. Okay, so I couldn't return. They banned me from the spot. So whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna take myself serious. I'm going to apply myself every single day. So I feel like I was applying myself, and I just feel like nothing was happening. So I started listening to different things. I started doing different things. That's when I got introduced to Eric Thomas. Um, Someone been introduced me to him, and then I just like whatever, and I wound up pressing play and listening to him at a time where I was just down. And Eric Thomas was just basically like, if you apply yourself, like if you passed out 1,000 cards today, 100 cards today, then you can say apply yourself, get up and do it again if it ain't work out. And so I just started putting on my vision board what I already was thinking when I was in Cleveland, Ohio. I've always been a dreamer. And I started speaking into existence. And before you know it, I was filming on BET. I was doing Cardi B hair. I was doing T-Pain hair, King Von, everything. God already had a plan. Me, I was playing. Like I didn't know that things were going to really happen that way. And so my biggest advice is to walk into the purpose that already is in you. If it's something in you, God got a bigger plan for you. Just because you see it this way, but you never know, God see it that way. The dream that you have, listen, God got something bigger for you. Just walk into your purpose, continue to bless other people, because when you are a blessing and you give blessings, God is going to continue to bless you. And through my journey of trying to find myself and never giving up, I found myself back to God. I did everything that I feel every single day that I feel was going to make me better. So I didn't care if I was going to be in Cali, New York, wherever I was going to be, putting God first, finding God again. And of course, me being my authentic self, I'm still my authentic self. So I say my little jokes, I do my little thing, you know what I'm saying? I still do my thing. But I make sure that I pray more. I make sure that I pour into people more. I make sure that I try to control my temper more. And I speak life into any situation that I have. Your vision board, number one. Vision boards. Vision. A man without a plan is a lost man, okay? And I'm talking about women and men. Um, Acting on whatever you say, you gotta put in work. Pray to God and put in work. God is gonna make everything work out for you. Be consistent with bettering yourself. You might not always be consistent with the things that you do, but if you're consistent with bettering yourself, you're going to always find yourself back into the place where you belong. And know that it could be worse. No matter what you're going through, it could be worse. Thank God for the things that you have. Thank God for the struggles that you had, because it grew you if it didn't kill you. And you just take it as a blessing. Like, I'm blessed that I grew up in what I grew up in. I know my kids ain't about to grow up in that though, but I'm happy because I learned a lot. I'm a hustler. I'm strong. I'm able to be a boy mom because I'm strong. And my journey isn't their journey. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I could say, if I would have never moved, I would have never known anything. If I would have stayed in the same place, I would have never known anything. And I have another story time for y'all about the different celebrities that I've done, the places that I visit, like Nigeria and London, for another time. That will be episode 2. But if y'all got any questions, ask me. I would love to pour out to y'all. Love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe and stay on my journey with me. Like and subscribe and comment and let me know what y'all want to hear next. What story y'all want to hear next? I got one next episode, but I'm going to keep them going. I love y'all. Enjoy y'all day.